Carlos Brathwaite won West Indies the T20 World Cup in 2016 with 4 consecutive sixes in the final over. Recently, he launched the virtual trophy tour of the upcoming ICC Men's T20 World Cup. In conversation with Forbes India, the all-rounder relives the magical night 5 years ago and the evolution of the game since.
Yeah, it was probably one of the better nights in my life, and yeah, it was probably a career-making night, and I guess 4 balls, innings, game, or whatever. No, it was just good to be firstly in the World Cup. I came in as a replacement, and then I managed to start and play all the games. And then when it came down to the bat before the tournament, one of the things I was working on was finishing the innings and trying to find ways from any position of bringing the team across the line. So going into bat, obviously, it was a uphill task, but Marlon was batting well. So my plan was just to get off strike as much as I can, but still stay focused and get boundaries if the ball presented itself. I never expected what happened after with the 4 balls to happen in the way that it happened either. And it was kind of humbling, to be honest. It had a big impact on my family and my community. And I just felt as though a lot of good came out of it at the time for a lot of people around me. Yeah, it was. And I've been honest in interviews before, just saying that I probably struggled with the expectation, probably from the media, probably from myself, to try to live up to that expectation, and it didn't go the way I wanted it to. But I think that now I'm in a good place where you want to do as well as you possibly can, and I work very hard off the field to ensure that when I get on the field that I can do as well as I possibly can in any situation. But more often than not, you don't always cross the line. Sometimes it's because you didn't execute the way you wanted to. Sometimes you have to give credit to the opposition as well. And through this journey, I've learned to, not be as hard as on myself as I had been in the post 2016 post 4 sixes, and to just be a bit more understanding, give myself a bit more self-love, and appreciate the journey that is winning. And appreciate the lessons from losing as well. Yeah, it's definitely a batter's game. Most of the rules are in favor for the batsman, and I guess it's because the crowds want to see big hits. As a bowler, you just need to be true to your ability, execute as well as you can. The thing is, batting is a reactionary skill. You can only react to what the bowler throws down. So in a sense, bowlers just need to do what they have to do and execute well, and leave the result up to fate, really. Sometimes you can bowl a very good ball and it can be squirted away through short fine leg or through third man for 4. It doesn't mean you've bowled a bad ball because you've gone for a boundary. It just means that the result wasn't what you wanted. So you go back to your mark and you go again. And I think the best bowlers in the world have the ability to be able to shelve the ball that has just gone and plan for the next ball that's coming. It's hard to look past the West Indians, to be honest. I think Andre Russell is probably the best T20 all-rounder. You can do it all, bowl at the power play, bowl in the death. He can hit spin, he can hit pace, and he's one person that when he's at the crease with bat in hand, you never feel as though any chase is insurmountable. When you're talking about batsmanship, you're looking no further than Chris Gayle, who's done it in all formats and who's the king of T20. Obviously, Polly as well. You can see his game has gone to another level since he started captaining the West Indies as well. And whether with bat, with ball, or just his demeanour and his confidence around the field. Virat Kohli, obviously, you can see the quality that he has. And even in this test team now, you can see how he rallies his troops, the passion he plays with. And then a little bit more left field, another good friend of mine, Tabraiz Shamsi. Imran Tahir, when you're talking about spinners, Rashid Khan. The video itself was amazing. I know they had big plans for, creating a video of that quality, but to see the actual thing and to actually be a part of it, it was like real humbling. I was like, wow, this is a full-on high quality production, something that you want to save and show your kids and grandkids in the future. The virtual trophy tour, obviously in years gone by pre-COVID, you've gone from country to country. Because of COVID, we aren't allowed to, but social media is where everything is at, and the ICC have created a filter that would allow someone to take a photo and place that virtual ICC T20 World Cup trophy somewhere in the home, on a chair, on a table, in their hands, on top of the head if you want. It's interesting because it's definitely something that can happen. Will it happen? I don't know. I think the Holy Grail is still international football. International cricket. I love football a lot, so my apologies. But yeah, if you ask a lot of players if they'd rather win a Champions League or win a World Cup, I'm sure they'd say win a World Cup, and I think it would be same in cricket. Would you rather win an IPL or BBL or CPL versus winning a World Cup? So I think international sport would always be the Holy Grail. But I guess to fit the calendar, something eventually will have to give, whether it be less tournaments, whether it be tournaments more in like a block, or whether it be international cricket in a block. So I think cricket is at a good crossroads where everyone wants a bit of cricket, and as a sportsman, that is what you want for your sport. But if there is overkill, especially with COVID having made it a lot more difficult with quarantining and travel restrictions and bubbles and stuff, I think at some point in time, either COVID will have to go, or some of the tournaments may have to be played in a block, just so you can retain the quality of the tournaments and have enough time in the schedule that the players play a lot of cricket, be compensated for it, but also have a lot of time down to rest. Mental health is a big thing, and going from bubble to bubble to bubble is not easy. West Indies. I think West Indies is a good tournament team. We haven't always been the best in bilateral series, but when it comes to tournament time, you always see the best that the West Indies has to offer. India, obviously, again, home conditions, or as close to home as possible. Experienced team. And then you talk about England, who have been a very successful white ball team for the last 4 to 5 years as well. So those would be my three. And then top four for the semis. Pakistan is always a dark horse, to be honest. You never know which Pakistan turns up, but the quality that Pakistan has, if they do turn up for majority of the prelim games, is going to be very difficult to stop.